Hey Scorpio, this is Seth from Comingouttarot. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, welcome. It's health, wealth, and relationships. The concepts just give you the kind of like 360 view of what you can expect in the coming month. Saying if this resonates with you, grab it, hold on to it, run with it. If it doesn't, it could entirely be that I'm connecting with some Scorpios who have a different rising, different moon, and there's just a subset that I'm really connecting into. So please subscribe, hang out, watch this, take what's worth to you. If there's something that's not worth, then it just may not be for you, and that's okay. So I hope that we can stay connected, so do subscribe so we can. And if this does resonate with you, then please give me a thumbs up on there and give me some comments down below to let me know what's working, what may be challenging. All right, Scorpio, what do we need to know related to your health, wealth, and relationships for October 2018. All right. Health. This is Libra's card right before you. Justice. Wealth. 5 of Swords. And relationships. The Emperor. Got Aries in there. We got 2 major arcana cards. Scorpio's got some life lessons going on here. The major arcana are also surrounding your wealth card. So interesting to me that your day-to-day is about money. There's just some day-to-day constant focus on money. So we're going to start with the wealth stuff. To have that 5 of Swords show up here in the wealth spot, dreams kind of come crashing down around you. So some things that you would hope would happen financially or hoped you could do as a result of some financial support are falling through. It's just not working the way you wanted. I'm really sorry to be the bearer of bad news. What you may find is that it kind of like pangs you more than you thought it would. Like, oh, where you probably felt a little bit like, oh, I can get through this if it doesn't work out, but it just feels bad and I'm sorry about it. And you're going to kind of probably overthink a little bit. Well, I could have done this, or what if I'd done that, or how could I have done this differently? Getting all focused into that kind of thing is just gonna throw you off kilter. So I don't want you to get so focused in your head that you're not paying attention to how you feel, which is where you're strongest, Scorpio. So pull it out of your head a little bit. Don't overthink it. It's gonna be okay. It's just not happening this month. So let's talk about your health. It's time to get moving, if for no other reason than to make sure that you are mentally active, mentally fit. This isn't a physically fit thing. It's more of a, I keep saying I'm going to work on my mental health, but I don't actually do anything about it. Now's the time. October's a great month for mental health for you, Scorpio. I would encourage you to move on that if you haven't done it already, and if you've been thinking about it especially, now's a great time. What it's going to do is create some really strong not only balance for you, like work-life balance for you, but it's also going to give you that feeling of knowing what's to come. Where you might feel a little cloudy right now, this gives you the steps of, okay, this is how my life is moving forward, and I've got a plan. Especially when it comes to mental health, it's going to feel really structured to you, Scorpio. And I know that's something that isn't normal and a part of your life, but but now it can be, and I think you might actually enjoy it a little bit, to have that little bit of structure, especially before things get really crazy emotional during the holidays. And it's time to spend a little time on yourself. You probably haven't been spending some time on yourself. Now's a good time to spend some time on yourself, because it's going to give you that work-life balance type of feeling. All right, relationships. Relationships, Emperor is coming up in your relationship spot. This is pretty fiery, pretty sexy. I would venture to say that should you already be partnered, should you have someone you just like to have come over every once in a while, should you be looking for a partner, it's time for you to take charge. It's time for you to say, this is what I want and this is what I need. You're going to pull out your inner Aries and just go for it and say, this is the right thing right now, and I don't have to explain why, it just is. I would also venture to say this kind, like sex in October for you is going to feel like a religious experience, but more it. How do I describe this? It's going to feel that way if you take it yourself. If you take that like if you take charge. If you take charge, it's going to feel like a religious experience. If you don't, it's just going to. It's not going to feel the same. It's going to be it's going to be kind of flat, like all the air goes out of your tire. October is a sexy, sexy month for you, Scorpio. Take it, run with it. But all you got to do is take it and run with it and say, this is what I want. All right. Other interesting things that are going on in here are, whoops, I just connected to something I didn't want to connect to. The quintessence of these is Judgment and the High Priestess. Like I was saying before about your health, spending some time on yourself, bringing that all kind of inside for a minute is going to be, that's what Judgment and the High Priestess is calling you to do, is come back to self. You're being called to yourself. Allow that to happen, especially since your finances are probably going to not support you the way you wanted them to in October. It's going to be imperative that you spend some time with yourself. So now's a good time to focus on self, and especially mental health. The other thing that I think is interesting is how we think about these two cards related to the Emperor. The Emperor is such a, like, in your relationships, being outgoing, taking charge, driving forward. It's in direct contrast with the High Priestess wanting to bring some things inside, but there is great power in knowing who you are and what you want and being called to make that a part of your life. So it is not as far off as we think. The High Priestess can be, I think, a pretty sexual being. We just don't think of her that way. So sex magic can be pretty powerful if you're someone who's into ritual and magic during the month of October. And if you don't know what that is, it's everything that I just said about what you should be doing plus, right, for October. So I hope that this is helpful, Scorpio. If it is, please drop me some comments in the bottom. Let me know what you're thinking, how it feels. Give me some likes if it feels good. And I hope you will subscribe so we can stay in contact with each other. If you'd like to find out more about me or book readings with me, you can do that over at Comingouttarot.com. Thanks, everybody. Have a great October.